The Battle of Seven Oaks in 1816 was a defining moment for the population and settlement of the community at the forks of the Red and Assiniboine. This 20-minute battle has been labeled a skirmish by some and a massacre by others. Whatever you choose to believe, the conflict between the white settlers and the Métis led to the naming of many Winnipeg streets. Rival fur traders, the Hudson's Bay Company and the Northwest Company, had long been in dispute of the lands of the Central Plains. Lord Selkirk envisioned the peaceful settlement of the land known as Assiniboia, and a shift from the rough and wild fur trading environment to a community of farmers, ranchers, and tradesmen. Selkirk recruited over 300 Scots and Irish immigrants to the region, promising them a new start to life. The colonists met with little success at the outset. The challenges of the bitter winter and a short growing season led to great hardship for the weary settlers and a desperate shortage of food. Miles Macdonnell, the governor of the newly established colony, issued a proclamation in 1814 called the Pemmican Proclamation, which prohibited the export of food. Pemmican was the highly nutritious food invented by the native peoples, consisting of dried meat, berries, and fat. Traders from both the Hudson's Bay Company and the Northwest Company relied on the pemmican sold to them by the Métis to survive. The proclamation made it illegal for the Métis to provide the traders of the Northwest Company with this badly needed staple, touching off a firestorm. Rival companies today might use industrial espionage or aggressive marketing to get an edge over the competitors. In the early 1800s, matters were resolved in a more direct fashion. The Nor'westers, with the help of the local Métis, attacked and destroyed the Hudson's Bay Company trading post at Fort Douglas. Miles Macdonnell had been replaced as governor of the Hudson's Bay Company by Robert Semple.
I remember Semple well. He was a very fine man, one of the best that ever came to the settlement.
Robert Miller Christie, a Selkirk settler. Not everyone agreed. Many historians characterize Semple as a vain, indecisive man who failed to appreciate the determination of the Nor'westers to destroy the Red River settlement. Young Cuthbert Grant was the son of a Scottish father and a Métis mother. His leadership qualities and Métis background, in addition to his Scottish education, made him a natural leader of the loyal Northwest Company Métis. He was appointed Captain General of the Half-Breeds early in 1816, at the tender age of 23. Grant led his band of Métis and seized a supply of pemmican once belonging to their tribe, which had been stolen by the Hudson's Bay Company. They were determined to sell the pemmican to traders from the Northwest Company, in spite of the Pemmican Proclamation. Semple and 21 others intercepted Grant's Métis band on the banks of the Red River at a site known as Seven Oaks. Semple and Grant engaged in a bitter argument. History is unclear who fired the first shot. The Métis were skilled sharpshooters, and Semple's men were outnumbered 3-1. Governor Semple and all 21 others were killed at Seven Oaks that day, while the Métis suffered just one casualty. Cuthbert Grant later stood trial for his part in the event, but was acquitted of all charges. He went on to become an important figure in the Hudson's Bay Company, which ultimately merged with arch-rivals the Northwest Company in 1821. The Battle of Seven Oaks lasted all of 20 minutes, yet it represents a significant time in Winnipeg's history. It marks the moment when the Métis first stood up for their rights against the inevitable changes in their way of life as a result of white settlement. Semple, Grant, and Selkirk. Winnipeggers use these routes, often without realizing the drama and sacrifice they represent. For Street Tales, I'm Denise Mayer.